Hello. Just give me a moment. Making sure everything is working. Seems to be. Oh, I don't have StreamerBot. That's important. How you all doing today? Happy Friday. Hope you're doing good. I hope you had a great week. Just to give you a heads up, today is not a development day. Today is about me setting up my Windows, not my Windows, setting up my Linux machine. Because I'm moving into Linux. At least that's the intention. I already have some hesitations because I'm going to use my laptop. But this thing has so little ports. I honestly I don't even know how I'm going to do a dual monitor setup because that's gonna take up the it's got two USB-C two USB-C ports on the side and two USB ports on the back. And just using the monitors is going to take up the two on the side, and I'm just left with two on the back, and I don't know. It's gonna be a thing, but I'll think about that later. Right now, it's just about installation. Let me see if I can move on, start something right now. One moment. Am I in the right monitor? I think I am. Come on, wake up. There you go. So I have two goals today. One, install Linux. After much consideration, I went with if I can have a mouse, I went with Fedora KDE Plasma Desktop 42. That's what I'm going to use. Seems it's like the option that I like the most. I haven't done anything other than I downloaded the ISO from their website. I downloaded the media writer, installed that, then ran it, chose the ISO that I downloaded it, and put it in a flash drive that I have and that I had laying around here. So it's in my flash drive. The only other thing that I did was to make sure that it will boot on the desktop. So I just did it like a test boot on my laptop with the drive, but I haven't installed it otherwise. So that's what we are going to do today. That's goal number one, having that thing installed, updated, and running. The other thing that I want to do today, and my second goal, final goal, is to have a working development environment for PHP and Laravel. That means having multiple PHP versions running on the same machine, and I can switch between those versions with ease, and also having an Nginx server, just like I have with her. And finally have valet, so I can have a folder where I can create projects, and those projects will automatically have a .test domain available and ready to go. I, as far as I know, I have all of the tools available. I have I will have PHP Storm. I'll have to install it and activate it. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. But as far as I know, all of the tools that I need for development are there. The only thing that I have to do is make sure that since I don't have Herd anymore, there is not a version for Linux, only Mac and Windows. At least I'll have the same functionality of having multiple PHP versions installed and switching between them, and having .test domains with Valet. So yeah, I'm gonna try and boot this thing now, which is running Linux. No, it's running Windows right now. I wiped it clean and just had. Can you wake up, please? I'm in a schedule here. One sec. Let's see if you guys can see it at least. One moment. Go on. It's doing that thing again. Hold on. I don't know why my capture card goes nuts and sometimes just does not want to show the input. So all I have to do, give me a sec. Oh, come on. Go on. Just show it. Why won't you? Why are you like this? Oh, it's because it's not that one. I'm an idiot. Why are you not showing up all of a sudden? Oh, do I have to do this again? Plug it again. Come on, catch it. Catch it. There it is. Takes a little uh, whittling around with the cables. So yeah, okay. So this is my laptop. It's currently running Windows. I'm going to use a dual boot setting so I can still use Windows on this machine. I don't know if I really want to keep it, honestly. I just don't want to lose the. It came with Windows already activated, and I don't want to lose that. So I'll just keep it like that. Probably won't use Windows. I'll take half of the hard drive anyway for Linux, which is more than enough, like 500. I think that this is 1 terabyte, so I'll just take half of that for Linux, which is more than enough. It's just gonna be for work. So okay, so my drive is connected to it. It is, right? No, yeah, it is. So I have the flash drive with the ISO connected to it, and I just need to restart. See if it works. All right, I'm gonna press F12, which is the key for the boot menu on this machine. I'm just spamming it. Someday, one day. Come on, buddy, just restart. I don't know what you're thinking about. Okay, there you go. F12, 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 F12. Come on. Come on. There you go. So you're not seeing anything, but I'm seeing a menu that has the Fedora option. So I'm going to start with Fedora. Hopefully you'll see it soon. Start Fedora, or I'm going to do test because I know from test I can actually install it. and then take some space from the main drive. Booting up. It's doing things. Oh, you can see it now? All right, there it is. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Fedora. Sorry. We're gonna have ads in like 10 seconds on Twitch. I'll pause. What the crap? It says it failed to start. That didn't happen before. Why are you doing this to me now? I tried this before. Oh my god. Why are you like this? You are connected, aren't you? Yeah. Okay. Let me try that again. We're just gonna turn this off. Come on. There you go.
The stream is now paused for ads.
All right. Instead of that, I'm just gonna go with the external USB drive this time. Maybe that'll work. Hmm. All right. Starting. Test. Come on, boot up. Boot it up. Show it over here. Come on. Checking the hard drive again. Ads are over. Welcome back. Just having some issues here. Technical difficulties. Failed again. Oh my god. Why? It booted before. Why? Okay, so apparently running tests does not work. So I'm gonna just run the installer. Let's see if that works. I hate you so much. Hmm. All right. Do not test, just start. Oh, it's doing something. It's not showing up here. Oh, it started, but I don't have an image, which is unfortunate. One sec. Let me see if I can fix that. I'm gonna go. One sec. Maybe if I unplug it and plug it back again, it'll work. There we go. Unify outputs. Yeah, good. That I don't know why so you can test it once, but you have to start over. Start actually. But here we are, Linux, Fedora. So let's see if we can start the installation right away. Did it save my network? No, it didn't. Let me just connect to my Wi-Fi real quick. And don't look. All right, looks like we are connected to the Wi-Fi right there. Wi-Fi is connected. Good. And now we are going to begin this is a welcome screen. Welcome to KDE, blah, blah, blah. Super nice. This is what you get. Enjoy. Thank you so much. And now I just have to double click this one to start the installation. I'm actually going to use English if you don't mind. Yep. English United States. All right. Installation, destination. So this is the hard drive. I believe this is the one, right? All right, I am going to free, I don't know if you can see it, but it says free up space by removing or shrinking existing partitions. That is exactly what I like. So once that's done, I can say done. All right, so this doesn't seem to be the one though. Am I sure that's the one? Let me just cancel this real quick and instead select the other one. It should have something for Windows in it. There it is. So there is a Windows SSD drive. This is the one I need. This other partition is what holds the Windows data. So I'm going to take that one, and it says 890 gigabytes reclaimable space. So I'm going to go shrink. And let's grab it all the way there. No, like half, something like that. So that means total selected space to reclaim 533.99 gigabytes, which should be more than enough. I don't think I'm gonna have anything on Windows, but half actually is a little more than half. That should be enough. Reclaim a space. Root account. Enable root account. Password. 1 sec. And I'm going to allow SSH login with password. Done. That time zone is fine. Network and host name. Host name is going to be Linux FD, Fedora, Linux FD. Apply. Apply. And done. Sure. User creation. Let's create one username for me. Add myself, give myself administrative privileges. And require password. And done. And here we go. I have no idea how long this is going to take. Maybe this was a mistake. Hmm. It's taking forever to resize the file system. Okay. Moved on, and now it's installing the software. All right, it's moving. It's moving. It's moving. Hmm. 62%. That's an awfully short bar for 65%. Good morning, Brian. How you doing? All right, 90%. Here we go. Almost there. Go, baby, go. What is Fedora? Fedora is a Linux distro, just like Ubuntu or Arch Linux or many others. It is based on Red Hat, based on or owned by, something like that. It is the one that I chose based on my research. Is the one that I like the most based on support functionality. Um, what was the other one? Stability and overall looks. I'm gonna give this a try and make it my main working machine for a few months. We'll see how that goes. And the goal today is to install it. I'm installing it on a Windows laptop that I had here, just not doing anything. And after installing the operating system, I'm going to then set it up so that it is suitable for PHP and Laravel development. I will need multiple PHP versions, easy to switch between those. Laravel Valet, so I can create projects and those projects will have test domains right away. And then a Laravel installer, and finally just being able to open a website, create a new project, or create a new Laravel project and see it running on the web, on the browser. All right, halfway there, complete. There you go. Ooh. Boom, booyakata. Fedora is now successfully installed and ready for use. Go ahead and reboot your system to start using it. All right then. Alrighty. Rebooting then. Let's see if it goes to Fedora by default, or do I have to select it every time? All right, it's booting up. Oh, I have to select it. It's going, okay, so I have a boot menu here, and it has Fedora Linux by default, and then Windows as a third option. So I'm gonna just, if I hadn't touched the keyboard, it would have gone to Fedora anyway. So I think we're good. Yep, there it is. Nice, nice, nice. Next thing I need to do is connect my keyboard and my mouse. There's the welcome screen again. Boom, 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 boom. Enjoy. All right. Let's set up the mouse and keyboard so I can easily use it. And I also would like to see it on my main monitor. No, actually, that's fine. I just need mouse. Okay. No device is paired. Let's start with the mouse. Okay. Should be a mouse here somewhere. Oh, something popped. I can't see it still. Well, that didn't work, did it? Try that again. There it is. Boom, there's my mouse. Look at it go. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. All right. Now my keyboard. right. See if it works. Open Firefox. Let's go to laravel.com. All right, we're in business. Next thing I want to do, so we have Fedora, it's running, it's good, it's installed. I'm not gonna do any resync or any customizations right now. I think I'll take care of that over the weekend. That's not really important. What I need is PHP and all the other stuff. So on this other monitor, on my Windows monitor, I'm going to open a guide that will help me go through all of the things that I need to install. Let me see if I can open that here. I need to switch to this. One second. And just so you have an idea of what I'm looking at over here in this monitor, let me show you. So I went on and asked Claudio to give me a detailed guide about how to run multiple versions of PHP in Fedora with Nginx and Valet. I have checked this entire documentation, all of the steps. I've double checked with installation steps from the corresponding websites with Fedora, with Valet, and with PHP. Everything seems to be in line, and it looks correct. So I'm gonna follow this off screen while you guys see this instead. And let me switch to the mouse over here. And here we go. I believe the shortcut for the terminal was Control Alt T, I think. No? All right. How about this? And how about you connect terminal or console? Here we go. That's too small. Can I make it bigger? That actually made the entire desktop bigger. That's not what I wanted. Is there a zoom here? Doesn't seem to be. Enlarge font. What was that? Control plus plus. Okay. It didn't work. Oh, you are. It is. No way. Really? Oh, the caps lock is okay. Usually, the first thing I do when I'm in a new system is I switch the caps lock and control keys on the left side. This one does not have it, so I actually have to use control. I have to look that up, by the way. Control plus plus. All right. I think that's enough. First thing I need to do is sudo dnf update -y. So this will run an update to my system. So we are in with the latest versions of everything. This might take a minute. Apologies. Oh, that wasn't that bad. Okay, maybe it is bad. Thought it was done. It's going to install 31 packages, upgrade 961, replace 965. So it might take a minute. Yadin Dominguez, how you doing, man? Uh, I don't know if I completely agree. Okay, we have ads.
The stream is now paused for ads.
Short answer is no, there is no herd for Linux. I am not sure if I completely agree with that whole statement, but it is, at the end of the day, a preference. So I am choosing to do this because I want to experiment with Linux. I have not used Linux in a very long time, and it just gives me something new to learn and try and do. It is not necessarily something that is easy, but easy it's sometimes very relative. So even if it was, I'm not looking for the easy answer or something easy. I just want something new. And also I do have a purpose to do this. Not just because it's new and shiny, but because I my goal is to, at some point, once I'm fully accustomed to working on this machine, I need to reset the other one. And that one, I am very, very attached to it. It has many things that I need for my day-to-day activities, for my job. So if I want to just wipe it clean and start from zero because I'm running out of space, and it has some memory swapping problems, figure the easiest way is just to have another one, work on that one, and then in a few months when I don't need anything else from the old one, then I can just wipe it clean and start from zero and then go back to Mac at some point. $200 out of 90, at least it's going fast. We're what, quarter of the way, third of the way? Also, I like the terminal. I like living in the terminal. I live in the terminal. I like to do things in the terminal. I love cloud code because it works on the terminal. I don't know. I've done, I've lived so much in the terminal since I was in my early programming days that it just feels at home to me. It's one of the gripes that I have with Windows is that the terminal is so freaking ugly. And one of the main reasons why I moved to Mac in the first place is because you can use a terminal like it was, as if it was Linux. And for many years, Linux was my main environment. So I felt at home, and maybe it'll be the same now. I have a keyboard, you idiot. You idiot. Went to sleep, I guess? Yeah, probably. I have to configure that. I don't want it going to sleep every 5 minutes. Just keep moving the mouse. Yeah. It got a little better with PowerShell, and if you use WSL, you kind of have a Linux-like terminal on Windows, but yeah, still. It's still Windows. And I don't necessarily have anything against Windows. It's just a tool, and I use it for what it is, a tool. But it's not a tool I use for development. It's not a system, not an environment I enjoy using for development. Mainly just for streaming and gaming, but not development. That's why I decided to use the laptop, because I have another machine here. It's a Windows machine, but that's my streaming machine, and I don't want to touch that. It stays on Windows. It does the best what it does on Windows, which is streaming, and all of the tools that I need for streaming are there. So I'm not gonna dual boot this one and potentially mess it up. And I had this other laptop that was using Windows, so I thought, why not? Oh, and my next task, I'm gonna spend the weekend just configuring this environment and making it feel easy to use, like my own, making it my own, so it looks pretty and it's easy to use, and I have all the key bindings that I need, etc. I'll do that over the weekend. So on Monday, I'll be working here in this machine, and my next project is going to be, I have a Raspberry Pi that is also just collecting dots. Where is it? Oh, one sec. So yeah, I have this. Is a Raspberry Pi 4 that I bought a long time ago, and I really don't use it for much or anything at all. So now that I have three working machines, one Linux, one Mac, and one Windows, I, I really hate having to. And I do have an external drive here, a USB drive, but I want to set up this. I'm gonna set up this as a NAS, network attached server, so I can have a file server on this, and I can use it from all of the machines. And if I need something from my Mac that I forgot and I need it for work, I just put it on the shared drive and pull it from my Linux machine. So I'm gonna put this little guy to use next. I don't know if I'm going to do on if I'm going to do it on stream. Maybe I will, because if I'm going to spend a lot of time raising up my Linux, I do need time to think about what's the next project, next app that we're going to build. I have no idea. So yeah, maybe on Monday we'll set up a NAS with this little guy. Have a shared drive for my network, and maybe next Wednesday we can start a new project, which I don't know what we're going to do. Still have to think about what to make next. went to sleep again. Oh, I just have to move my mouse. Cool. All right, almost done. And as I said that, now we need to run another 1959 files. Oh, this one's going pretty fast. Okay. And I don't know if it's just me. Something about this whole process is oddly soothing. I don't know why it is like that for me, but seeing things flow in the terminal is like, ah, yes, yes. Halfway there, here we go. Okay. We have a MariaDB server. Could be useful. LibreOffice, very important. Look at it go. All right. Come on, buddy. We're waiting. There you go. Complete. All right. That was the longest step, I think. Everything else should be a lot quicker, I hope. Did I lose my? There it is. All right. All right, next. If I want to install multiple versions of PHP, we first need to install the REMI repository, which provides multiple PHP versions for Fedora. So we need to do sudo dnf install -y. Where's the dash? -y. Let me see if I can type this. HTTPS. That's horrible. HTTPS dl.fedoraproject.org pub/epel epl-release latest and that is a dash, and then this rpm -e Fedora arch.rpm. That's a long line. Let me double check. Sudo dnf install -y https dl fedora project.org pub epl release latest. Yeah, should be good. What? Well, shit. One second. Looks like we have a problem here. Maybe it's, let's try the next one. Next one is actually Remy. So do fall. All right, that one worked. Maybe the first one is not up to date or needed. If we have errors from here on, then I'll know. So let's try and continue and ignore that first repo. And let's try installing PHP. I'm going to target the first two latest versions and then the oldest one, because I do have legacy code that I need to work with. So I still use PHP 7.4. So this will be sudo dnf install -y. Hey Hamad, how you doing? PHP 8.1 And then we need PHP 81-PHP-FPM. That's a dash, please. FPM PHP 81 PHP-CLI PHP 81 common. We need the XML extension. MB string. We need curl. Zip. We need the GD library. We need MySQL. PDO. Finally, OP cache. Oh, there's a problem there, isn't it? There's a space that should not be there. Oh, no, don't do that. Can I go with the mouse right there? No, I can't. Cool. All right. Installing 19 packages. Oh, what's going on? Oh, don't do this. Hmm. I don't like red, but there's apparently finished all right. All right. Let's just move on. We're going to do the same thing, but everything now is 8.4. The obligatory ban of the day, of course. All right, that one went off without a hitch. Now, this one I expect to fail, maybe. Let's try the same thing now with 7.4. 74 FPM, CLI, common. It does have one extra, which is JSON. Curl, zip, GD, MySQL, PDO, and Opcache. So it has one extra library, this one. So it's PHP 7.4, PHP JSON. Everything else changes to 7.4. Hmm. Oh no, it worked. I thought that the first library that we couldn't install, the EPEL, was the one that had the 7.4 version. Apparently not. Yeah, I know. I know. But I still use it, so I know it's end of life. All right, so we have PHP installed with several versions, and it's in their corresponding FPM servers. Now we need to configure the PHP FPM services. So we're gonna do the following. Clear that, and we're going to do do I have Vim? Command not found. I need Vim. I like Vim. Okay, I know not found, but give me, can I exit, please? Thank you. Can I do sudo dnf install vim -y? Yeah. I need to edit a file, and I like using Vim for pretty much everything. Well, not everything, just editing files on Linux. All right, now we have to do sudo vim etc opt. Wait, is this a Remy thing? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. So sudo etc opt Remy PHP. Let's start with 7.4 PHP fpm.d www.conf, which is not a file in there. We're going to create one. There should be one file here at least. Is there no files? Interesting. Oh, forgot. Never mind. Shift Control C. Okay. That's weird. I have to change that. Oh, it is there. Okay. Interesting that I couldn't see it. Oh, I know why. Sudo vim.
The stream is now paused for ads.
Let's take a quick break. And ads are over. All right, let's keep going. So I do sudo vim in this file. Now I have to find the lines that said listen. No, 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 no. Hmm. Interesting. Oh, you know what? This is using sockets. And we are going to use ports instead. So that means this line right here going to modify that to be listen equals 127.0.0.1 9074. So that'll be the port where this version of PHP will be running, or at least the FPM server for this PHP version. And then we need this two things, owner group and mode. Owner and group, that's the only two things that I need. The owner is Nginx. Same for the group. And then we have user and group. The user, Nginx. Same for the group. User and group, Nginx, Nginx. And we have to do the exact same thing for the other two versions of PHP. So we're gonna save this, run this command for 8.1. Port in this case is going to be 981, denoting 8.1 version. Owner group. And I think that's it. Okay. Ooh. This is 9084. Oh, that one's set already. Okay, cool. Okay. I think that's it for this one. Now we need to install and configure Nginx. Sudo dnf install -y Nginx. All right. Then in start Nginx with systemctl start Nginx. Not found. If you type it correctly, maybe it'll work. Oh. All right. Then we have to enable it. Perfect. Now we need to start and enable all of the PHP FEM services, which is sudo systemctl start PHP. Let's start with 7.4 PHP FPM. Did not work. There is something weird. There's an error in the conf file on line 39. Let's see what's that. Oh, I typed it wrong. Of course I did. Okay. Still? Wait, I can't see the entire thing. Why? Oh, look. Liste. Oh, just edit the file, please. Thank you. There it is. How many typos did I have in this? What's the bet? Oh, permission denied? Why? Huh. That's a weird one. One sec. All right, I got a solution. Just had to ask Claudio here for the error, and apparently I just have to do sudo. That's not here. Sudo set se bool -p sheesh httpd can network connect 1. All right, that is allowing PHP FPN to bind to custom ports. And then add SE Linux rules for your custom ports. Let's see if this command exists. Sudo se manage port -a -t http port --t -b TCP 9074. Type option is needed for add. Thought I put it in. Oh, I put it R instead of T. I am an asshole. There you go. Dude. HTTP, not HTTPS. All right. Now we run the same for 9074 and then 9081. And finally 84. All right. Let's try and run the start command again. Start 74. Good. And then start 81. And finally start 84. Oh, what? I'm betting we have an error. Of course, we have an error in the file. Let me see what stupid mistake I did. Status this time. Nginx engine. No, that's the one. What's going on here? An extra N. Nginx. Any. Oh my god. How do I do this? Find that file again. Sudo su sudo vim. Looking for 84. Nginx. Did I do this in some other place? User group. That one's fine. Nginx. Okay. All right. That's the FPM servers configured. All right. We started the services. Now we need to enable them. So let me run this 474. Let's actually let me make this a little bigger. That's good. Why 3 versions of PHP? Mainly for my work. I work with different. I have to work with legacy code on my day-to-day job, which means there are some projects that are still using PHP 7.4. There is one main project that is using PHP 8.1 that we haven't upgraded. And also, I like to create my own projects in the latest version. So, 2 of them are for work, 1 of them is for me. All right, so enable 8.4. Sorry. All right, enable 8.1 and enable 7.4. Good. All right, I think that's all for PHP versions. Next, we need to install Composer. So we do curl dash ss https / get composer.org installer pipe PHP. Haven't used system level config for development. Usually use Docker. That's a valid option. Yeah. In my case, I want to use valet, Laravel valet, which allows me to create a folder, and any project I create in that folder allows me to automatically gives me a project name .test domain, so that every project I create, I don't have to worry about the testing domain, and I can just start using it. I am used to that using Herd, but since I don't have a Herd version in Linux, I have to use Valet directly, and using Valet requires me to use this kind of configuration, or requires me to do this PHP version configuration myself and setting up all of the versions and the FPM services, etc. I like it. I don't usually think about this kind of stuff either, but it's nice to know how actually Laravel Herd works in the background. I am actually not sure if Laravel Herd uses sockets for all of the FPM versions, but in Laravel Herd essentially uses the same thing, where that's what enables Laravel Herd to run different PHP versions, and even not just system wide, but also for specific projects. Is this kind of configuration that goes on in the background, which is not something too difficult, but you don't think about it. And setting it up myself actually makes me understand it more, and I like that. I'm sorry, what? I just installed PHP CLI. What are you talking about? Do I have to restart the terminal? I don't have PHP. Why? I thought I had it. One sec. Hey, Claudio, we have an issue. Maybe if I switch to this, I said this. It doesn't find it. I don't think it's working. Hmm. Those are just folders, aren't they? One sec. Let me just ask AI. Maybe there is an easy solution for this. Yeah, but I would like I would very much like not to not to have to type PHP and the version every time I'm trying to run a command. I would like to just switch to the version that I'm using system wide. One sec. There it is. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. We have to bind. We just have to make a link to the version that we're using, and later we are going to create scripts for switching between those. So for now, we're just going to do sudo ln -sf opt remi PHP. Let's go for 8.4 for now. Root user bin PHP. There it is. And we're going to put that in user bin PHP. All right, now we have PHP.
The stream is now paused for ads.
I'm going to keep going. Now I can run the curl command to get composer. Okay. And now we just do sudo mv, we move composer.phar to user local bin composer. All right. And we do sudo chmod. We give this +x for executable to user local bin composer. And we can do composer -- version to make sure it works. Perfect. Alrighty then. So we have PHP working, we have composer. Now we are going to install valet, which will allow me to do many things. Welcome back from the ads. And the command is, we're going to use composer to install valet. There is a fork or a repo that it's maintained, a repo so that we can have valet for Linux, and it's called require cp riego valet or valet Linux. Oh, what? Didn't like that. Hold on. Cannot use cpriego valet Linux latest version as it requires exposix, which is missing from your platform. So what are we doing then? 2.2. No, I want to use the latest one. We need the POSIX. One sec. Extension POSIX. Okay, that's what I thought. Uh, hmm. All right, version 2.4. Nice. So we have valet installed. Now we need to create a script that allows us to switch between PHP versions easily. We're going to do a little bash script. So sudo vim user local bin PHP switch. Okay, so let's do if. Okay, so that's just to make sure that we use the appropriate version when we are using the command. And then we're gonna do a case $1, which is the input. And we're gonna check that. If that is 7.4, we're gonna do a sudo update alternatives set PHP opt remi PHP 7.4. I should have used this command before, shouldn't I? PHP 7.4 root user bin PHP. And then valet use PHP at 7.4. And we basically just need to do the same thing. So we are gonna yoink and paste. In this case will be 8.1. Okay. And then we're gonna have a catch-all. Okay, so we have the script. Now let's make it executable with sudo chmod plus x PHP switch. All right. Now we need to install those alternatives. Okay. So sudo update alternatives. Hope that actually is installed. Okay, run it again for 8.1. And 8.4. And let's set the default. Okay. Now, does it work though? What if I do PHP switch 8.81, 8.1? All right, it actually worked. 8.4, awesome. 7.4, great. And if I do something stupid, invalid version. Great. Let's go back to 8.4. Now we need to configure valet for multiple PHP versions, which means we have to edit a valet config file. I'm gonna make a folder in home folder, then config valet. And then valet install. We don't have a valet command. Why not? Huh. Okay, 1 second. There is valet Linux. Hmm. Huh, it doesn't find it. So I just need to put this in the path, guess. We can do this with echo. Let's put it in bash rc export path equals to home. Oh, home dot config. Jesus, if I can type. It's too cold. That's why my hands are cold. Config composer vendor bin and path. There it is. All right. We have valet. Now we do valet install. Missing valet dependency Excel. What the heck is that? All right. Oh, failed that one. Okay. Which one is installed? And no, it is NSS. What the hell? DNS man says clear. Okay, fine. Let's do the others. The sudo dnf install -y network scripts. Really? Okay. All right, that's already there. How about this other one? Mm. All right. That should do it. Let's see if it worked. Valet install. Oh dear Lord, why? All right, let's go to this page then. C Priego requirements. Can I go from here? Yes. Can I see this a little bigger, please? I thought I'd run this already, but fine. What? Oh, it's shift control. There. There it is. I don't know. I thought I did this before. Yes, keep going. Some reason I didn't. That is all there. PHP, CLI process, MB string, yeah. Optional packages. I do want SQLi 3. Oh, my neck. Ah. Okay. Can I try that again? Oh, 1 sec. Da, 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 da. SE Linux is in enforcing mode. That is interesting. Let me see. What does that mean?
The stream is now paused for ads.
Oh, I think I said that already. Either way. What? Set SE boo. Set SE boo. Okay. Hmm. 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 I'm not using sockets, you bitch. Ah. All right. If this doesn't work, I'm going to stop here and then figure it out offline because I realize that I haven't talked in a while. Is because I'm just so focused on this that this is not entertaining. Yeah, no, I'm going to figure this out later. Something wrong with the configuration and I do not know what. I'll figure it out offline, maybe this weekend. And I'll give you a rundown of what happened on Monday. Wasn't as easy as I thought. Anyway, Thank you so much for joining me. Both streams will end today. No games today. I need to go to bed early. It's been a long day, and I have an even longer day tomorrow. So let's find out someone to raid. Let's raid. Who do we have? Who do we have today? Oh, Winky is playing playing a Nuzlocke. Pokemon Nuzlocke. Never seen one of those. See if he's accepting raids. Does it work? Totally does. Are you online, dude? Yeah, he is. All right, cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today. And I'll see you again on Monday. I'll continue this troubleshooting offline, try to make it work. Hopefully by Monday it will be working and we can start thinking about the next project. So see you again on Monday. Bye, 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 bye.